Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Academy Review, which means one thing. My good friend David Pritt is joining me. How are we doing, David?
Very good. Very good.
It's been a good week for Academy products, hasn't it? With Anthony Elanga's goal in Madrid. I was there at the Wanda Stadium in Atletico Madrid. I didn't see you there, though, bro.
Yeah, but were you in Leek watching Anthony Elanga make his under-23 debut against Stoke?
Yeah, you've done me
I mean,
you've done me there. Leek or Madrid. You'd rather go to League, yeah, all right, fair enough. Can't be firing shots at Dave. Dave, though, you have been at Old Trafford to watch Manchester United in the FA Youth Cup quarterfinals.
Yeah, and on the team sheet it said 6 rounds, so we were right questioning whether it's 6-round quarterfinals.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a debate here, didn't we?
Apparently it's the same thing.
We didn't know whether the 6th round was the quarterfinals, and we spent far too long trying to work it out, and it's one and the same. So we're glad we cleared that one up. But Manchester United faced Leicester City in the FA Youth Cup. You were all credited and all that from seeing there. You know, part of the firm now, are we in the old press box?
Well, thanks to you. Yeah, had a good time, really.
You had a good time, mainly because of the result. Just talk us through the game, let us know what happened.
Yeah, obviously with the last game we played Everton, I thought that would be a much tougher game than the Leicester game, but boy, was I wrong. Leicester, really good team. Probably best team in the first half. Could arguably better in the whole game. He could go either way, really. But the first 5 minutes, they were all over us, shot after shot, corners. And I was quite worried, really, that we got back into it for the next 5 minutes. But it was back and forth, but Leicester were probably the better team. Then about half an hour in, Christopher Popoff, as he's now called, ex-United Academy player.
Another one.
Gone to Leicester, scores against us.
Who do you think he is? Danny Drinkwater. Yeah, he scored against. Give us a bit of that, didn't he?
I know, yeah.
Was it a little bit of the old?
Well, he left on a free transfer,
right.
So I don't know if United just said thanks.
I mean, listen, I'm only kidding. There's nothing wrong with being at United and get released. Lots of very good players do that, and to be honest with you, I don't mind a bit of that because he probably had a point to prove and fair play to me.
Yeah, he's got the goal.
Proved it a bit.
Then probably about 10, 12 minutes later, we get a foul on the edge of the D. Up steps Alejandro Garnacho. At the time, a good free kick. Yeah, I say this.
Okay.
Around the wall. Should the keeper been better positioned?
Dave, you're not doing that thing, are you, where someone scores a free kick and you go, should the goalkeeper do better?
Listen, you could see my reaction to it. I was happy. I was very happy we scored. But it could have been avoided from Leicester's point of view, and they probably will be disappointed with that free kick.
I just wonder, right, because I saw this and people were saying, get him on free kicks for the first team, get him in the first team, get him on free kicks, because United on free kicks, United on set pieces are abysmal. Because
they don't let Fred do it.
Yeah, we'll talk about how much you've been drinking later on. But on free kicks as well, we're just woeful. I mean, every time we have a free kick, it's either the wall or it's Rose Ed.
It's the problem is with the first team is everyone thinks Ronaldo's the best free kick taker in the world because he scored some amazing free kicks. But even when he was in the 2006 to 9, whatever it was, he didn't score that many. He scored some good ones.
His ratio is poor.
But he scores good ones.
Yeah, it's like 1 out of every 30 odd or something. But he scores some worldies. When he does score, memorable ones. Everyone talks about the one at Portsmouth. Yeah. There's one for the World Cup, I think, against Spain as well. Just on Garnacho, and I mentioned him free kicks, and can he do it for the first team? Is he a player that you think will play for the first team?
I think he'll get his opportunity. I'm not saying he's ready to go now, and the same with like McNeil and even like Sam Mather, who's up front as well, who could have actually scored a goal right at the end of the first half, but put it wide. Them three, they've got potential, really. They really look good together, and as a unit, they look really good. But obviously, they're very young, and it's about developing into a player and starting playing men's football before you start talking about playing for the first team. You talk to someone about Alanga, who we joked about before. He obviously played for the 23s, and he's played in the Papa John's Trophy, whatever it is. Just you're playing against men's football, and that's how you get prepared to play in these things. There's a reason players go out on loan. It's not because the under 23s league isn't good enough. It's a good league, but you're just not getting the physicality that you get when you're playing men's football. And until these lads do that, I mean, it's the who knows? I still think a couple of years yet for them all.
You have to handle them right, don't you? I mean, you spoke about Elanga last season, and you raved about him. You said this kid he's not a one-trick pony. That's harsh, but he's got his preferred goal where he cuts inside and top bins. So I mean, if that is his one trick, it's an amazing one. And I remember his debut, I think, was against Leicester when Ollie played like basically the reserves, and he played it very safe, didn't he, Elanga?
Yeah, I think he was very nervous. Yeah, I mean, you got. Like last night, there was close to 4,000 people there, and I think that's good for these young players because at the moment, at Carrington, there's no fans allowed at all. You used to be able to have fans. I used to go down. Sometimes, like the bigger games like City, you get like 200 people there. Yeah. So they're playing in front of a crowd. When they're playing at Carrington and there's nobody there, it's just nothing there at all. Nick Cox has said that he wants all the Youth Cup games now played at Old Trafford.
Just remind people who Nick Cox is.
Oh, he's the head of the academy. It used to be him and Nicky Butt, but now it's just him. He wants them all played at Old Trafford because it is good for the players. They get used to that atmosphere. When they go one-on-one with a keeper, you can hear the crowd roaring, or if they miss it, the disappointment. And if you're going to play for a team like United, they're going to have that and the pressure, added pressure. And you could see that with Elanga's debut. I thought.
I thought because he
didn't want to mess up because he was surrounded by people, and it
was. I think with Elanga his progression has been sort of steady as well, and obviously very quick in terms of how old he is and what he's achieved already. But he has a debut. He plays it, keeps it safe. Then he got, I think he was at Southampton or Wolves. Sorry, his goal, his goal for the first team. So he has that. Then he has a great pre-season. He picks up a knock, but before that, he's playing very well. Then Ralph Rangnick comes in and says, "You know what? I fancy this kid."
Well, it's like the penalty he missed. Everyone, I mean, a lot of people slagging him off for that, but he's a young lad. Imagine the pressure of someone that young to score a penalty. If you don't score it, you're out, which happened.
I mean,
if that was at Lee and it was, he'd have scored that. But I think the occasion got to him, and that's going to happen with young players.
Exactly, and let's face facts. And I said this at the time, and I'll say it again. If you're blaming a 19-year-old for missing the 16th penalty against the Championship side, then you don't know what Manchester United Football Club is about, because it never should have got to that point.
He's bounced back for that, hasn't
he? As he and then some goal against Leeds.
The goal against Leeds, but the goal in Madrid, his first touch of the game, scores a goal. I mean,
do you know what? It's weird because I was behind the goal because I was in front of United fans. I was in the Madrid lot. And it was funny because when he scored, loads of people jumped up. It was like United fans everywhere. But I thought at first, when I first saw it, I thought he scuffed that. I thought he'd not hit it properly. And I think he hit it almost to the back of his foot, not at the front of his foot, the way he hit it. You know what I mean? Like,
I saw an interview where he said he'd been watching the keeper, and he always seemed to be on one side, and I love that.
I love that. He's obviously done his own work, and it was a great finish because he put it exactly where he needed to put it. But at the time, I was like, has he mishit that? Has he scuffed it? But no, great finish, great scenes as well, and he's a great example to other young players. Moving on to the FA Youth Cup then. So 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 half-time. I think Leicester should have been ahead, really.
Yeah,
it was even, but if you had to pick a better team, it was Leicester. Second half starts, and it's more the same, really. Chances from Leicester. United actually had a few more chances. I mean, Isaac Hansen-Aaron was in the 10. I thought he played well. Kobe Mainoo was playing like the 6 or 8. Defense. He was, for me, probably man of the match. He was really was good. I mean. The defence, they struggled because they were getting attacked a lot, but they coped with it well. But it was difficult. But it was back and forth. I think they hit Garnacho hit the crossbar. Skimmed the crossbar. He had a great chance. Left foot skimmed it. You could actually hear I thought it was a save at first, but when you watch the replay, you could see it hit the crossbar. But it went till I think 88th, 89th minute. He gets that opportunity again. Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo actually plays the ball into him, and more or less the same position, but this time hard and low, and he gets the winner. Does his shirt off the old Sue.
He loves a bit of that, doesn't he?
But the problem is, he's got 2 games in a row now, 2 yellow cards. If he carries on, he's going to miss the final.
Listen, don't be doing that. Don't be doing a Louis Saha in the World Cup semis. I'll never forget that.
I can't remember.
Louis Saha, he came on from France, right? And he was one of them. If he got booked, he's missing the final. He came on with, I don't know, about 5 minutes ago. And look, your only job is don't get booked, and then you're playing in a World Cup final, and he got booked. It's like, dude. But no, Garnacho's obviously flying. You mentioned a couple of others there. Who else stood out for?
Like McNeil, he had a few chances. The trouble is when you're the striker and you don't get a goal, is that people won't talk about it. But yeah, he had a great game. Sam Mather, he was great. He came off. He got substituted off like 15 minutes ago or so. but he had a great game. And Isaac Hansen-Aaron looked great. Like Kobe Mainu, like I say, was brilliant. It really is a nice team there.
Just on Kobe Mainu, because that's a position that United obviously looking to fill eventually, probably in the summer. But do you see him as a potential?
It's a possibility.
He's only a kid. Yeah, I don't expect him to come into the first team anytime soon.
But the trouble is,
a bit longer.
Yeah, you've got to think 2, 3, 4 years down the line. And if we haven't got someone in place, then I don't see why not. We've got
the tools, like you can see the potentials there.
You'd hope so, but like these lads, they've still got a lot of growing up to do and a lot of football to play. So I won't be too worried about them getting into the first team just yet.
You've watched a lot of youth football. You probably watch more youth football than anyone I know. You know the levels that are needed to win the FA Youth Cup. Do you think this team has got it? I know you're in with a shout, you're in the semis, but do you think they've got it?
It's a strange one. I've seen teams who I think are better who have not got us this far. But I say teams. They've got players who are better. Let's say they had players that had like Mengi, Laird, Williams, Levitt, Garner, Chong, Greenwood. You know, these players,
like players that we all know. Even if you're not an aficionado of the youth team,
people who don't watch the youth team know these players.
You know what I mean?
And they beat Chelsea, and then they get beat by Brighton, and in the fourth round, and like that team should have won it.
Yeah.
But this team. I wouldn't say the players are better, but the team's better.
That's what matters, isn't it?
And they're playing some great football. And this was a game where we actually did struggle, I thought. I thought Leicester were probably better, but we still ground out the result. And we got these special players who can win you that game, you know, and doing United way late on.
So the semi-final, we don't know who our opponents are yet, but we know who they could be, if that makes sense.
So the game will be played at Old Trafford. And I think on Saturday, Wolves and Brighton are playing, and the winner of that will play against. So, it could be tricky. I don't think we play against Brighton because of how the league works. It's like north and south. And I think Wolves are in the north, but I'm not too sure on the results this season with them. But it should be a cracking game no matter what. And another game for them to play at Old Trafford, which is, I mean, they're used to doing it now. This will be. Are
you going to be in the press it up again?
Are you? That's the question.
I am a multi-award-winning journalist, David, so it wouldn't be the first time. I mean, listen, it's great to see youngsters doing well. It feels like there's a real positivity. Again, when you look at the way Elanga's getting on, you look at the fact that we're through to the last 4 of the FA Youth Cup, it's giving the youngsters a bit of a boost. So, good to see the youth team doing well. Been a good week for youngsters at Manchester United, hasn't it? With Elanga and the young team getting into the FA Youth Cup semi-final as well. Yeah,
it's been great. And I also actually saw a couple of lads on loan on the TV the other day as well. We had Dylan Levitt at Dundee and Amad Diallo at Rangers, and they played against each other in
the United derby.
The United Academy Prospect
Derby. Prospect Derby, even though, Diallo was a signing, but he's still a youngster, isn't he?
Yeah. He played in the youth team, didn't he?
He came on, didn't he, Diallo? Was it the post?
He hit the post late on. To be honest, from what I saw of him, I think he struggled in that game a little bit.
It feels like he's... I want to choose my words carefully here, but he struggled a little bit. After that initial sort of 4 minutes and he scored his goal on his debut, he has struggled a little bit. I don't think he got any minutes against the recent game against Dortmund. There are question marks already about him. I think it's far too early because he's only a kid. But I think maybe there's a little element of he's not quite as consistent as some people had hoped in a league where you expect him to shine.
You know, for someone who's from the Ivory Coast, played in Italy, come over here, played in under 23 games, played a couple of games for the first team in lockdown again, which were felt like pre-season games.
Yeah.
Then he's gone to Scotland, which, Rangers, who are a big team, who've got massive support and people who are on the backs all the time.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult. And I think he is struggling, but there's still more to come out of him. And I think the same in a way with Dylan Levitt. From what I saw from him, he didn't really shine in the game. But he got an assist. But, it was a game where, not that he passed him by, but you didn't really notice them both. Where, you see that game and you're like, you hope the United players would stand out. But that wasn't the case.
Wasn't the case, but hopefully bigger things to come from both. And be interesting to see. And it's given us a reason or an excuse to watch a bit of Scottish football because, let's face facts, not many of us do we?
I went to Greenock Morton once.
You've been at Greenock Morton and you've been at Leek. And it's me bragging about Madrid. All right, so I think that's 2-1 to you now then, isn't it? Or 2-0. Dave, as always, it's been a pleasure. Where can people find you?
If you look on Twitter or Instagram,
look on Twitter, Instagram, or in the United Press box. He's there most weeks now. He's part of the firm. You know what I mean? We'll start calling him Henry Winter. So yeah, go and check Dave out. You know where to find me. If you're not doing, make sure you are subscribing to the channel, and we'll keep you updated. We'll have more academy reviews coming up as well. We'll obviously be looking over that FA Youth Cup semi-final, whether it is against Wolves or Brighton, whoever it is, will be here with the review. This has been the Academy Review. Dave Pritt and Jay Motty. Thanks for watching.